Namaskar. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am going to share texture making with you all, for which I have taken an old frame, but you can take an MDF board or a strong hard board or basically any wooden plate. Then ceramic powder is required, Fevicol, water, paints, brushes, stationery, and for the texture making we need a comb, bubble wrap, toothpick, pen cap, refill, leaf, basically any available tool with which we can make textures and then varnish. Here, as you can see, I have taken this old frame. I already had this old wooden frame with me and I already painted something on it which got faded. So today in today's video for texture making, I am going to use this old wooden frame. And for that, firstly, like for the texture making, we will firstly have to prepare the base, for which here I will be taking a bowl and then adding, I'll fill the bowl with the ceramic powder and then I will be adding Fevicol and water and then mix it well in such a way like it should be a semi-liquid batter type, so that once you spread it on the wooden frame or the wooden board, it shouldn't be completely liquid because it should not flow, of course, and it should not be that thick or tight as well that we wouldn't get any chance or we won't be able to do the textures on it. So the batter that we will be making of ceramic powder, Fevicol and water should be semi-liquid so that it stays on the wooden board, as well as we should be able to make our textures on it. Once the texture is ready, the batter is ready, we will then spread it all over the board. So firstly, though the though the batter has Fevicol in it, I will still be applying, like we should just spread little Fevicol on the wooden board and then pour the batter on the board and then spread the batter all over the board completely, and just like spread it through a knife or a spatula, plain spatula or a knife. Here I have spread it with a knife, and if the base is still not clean, you can use little water, wet your hands and then smoothen the entire base. The texture, the batter which we will spread it on the board, you will smoothen it with the water, and that's it, our base is ready. Once the base is ready, it's completely up to you as to what kind of texture you would like to make on this board. Here, because I wanted to show you all what tools can we use, like the tools as in we don't have to purchase it outside, the homemade, not homemade, the items that we use in a regular basis in our regular life, we can use those things to make textures. And because I wanted to show the different types of textures, in my board I have made 9 parts so that I can show you different types of textures. So here in equal measurements, I have measured the board and made 9 boxes on the texture. And once my board was ready with equal portions, you can make any design of your own, any texture of your own. In my case here, I have firstly started with the finger texture with the index finger or any finger. Basically I have just made circles in one of the boxes, and in the second box I have tabbed on the texture, the batter, I have just tabbed my finger, so that is another kind of texture. In the third box I have placed these peanuts, the beans and the dal. I have just placed it on the base, and once those are dry, that is when I will remove. That gives a texture only once it's dry, not once it's wet. And yes, you will be able to remove it once it's dry, so do not worry about it. So this is what I did for my third box. In the fourth box, I just used a pen, like a cap, Fevicol cap, and then a refill. So basically different types of caps, small, big size caps, and then I have made a texture like Fevicol, bottle cap, refill, pen. So these are different other tools I have used in the fourth box to make circles or anything from a refill, pen, nib a Fevicryl bottle or a Fevicol bottle of any size. This is what is of my, like, this is my fourth box texture. And in the fifth box, I then took few leaves and then firmly pressed it on the base, and then removed it. And then with the refill, I again made the design of the leaf which was already printed on the base. So this was my fifth box. And then later I combined two boxes, basically because I had a comb, so I wanted that texture. So I used a small comb and just rotated it like 90 degrees, and then I made a texture out of a comb. As you can see, I have used two boxes here. And then I used a fork. Okay, I used a fork for my next box. As you can see, up and down, horizontal and vertical, that is how I have placed the fork on the batter, the base. And then in the middle box, I have used all the tools: fork, refill, pen, everything, fingers, everything. I wanted that to be a mixture of all the tools that I used on this base. And that's it. Once completely, like, once these textures are ready with your tools, let it dry for a few hours. Once it's completely dry, like, take Fevicol in a bowl and apply the Fevicol completely on the board, on the textures that you have made, because it's really important, because the Fevicol helps in texture to be maintained forever, like together, so that it doesn't break or it doesn't get cracks in between, because there is a high possibility that once the frame is old, and because this is ceramic powder, even if you use Fevicryl molded anything, basically if we make anything out of these things, there it will tend to get cracks. That is why I am going to just again like cover the entire base, texture base. I'm going to cover it with the Fevicol and we will have to keep it aside for like 24 hours for the Fevicol as well to dry. Once the Fevicol base is also ready, the texture is dry, I then started painting accordingly. That is completely your wish. We can use any paints, but here we will need like two paints: normal paints for the base, which is the dark ones, or the light ones, it's of your wish. And on that, the textures that we have made, we will paint that not with the acrylic but with the metallic colors only, because that is only the metallic paints will have a shiny look actually. So that will look more beautiful, and it will give a shine. It will basically give a shine to the textures that we have made. So for my frame, yes, I have used a normal acrylic paints for the base, and on that, for the textures, with fingers I have just applied the metallic paints accordingly. And yes, once this is also ready, we will again let it, like, keep it aside to dry for few hours. Once this is also dry, we will like apply varnish all over the frame. That's it. Once the varnish is also applied, our texture making is completed. And the one in the third box that I told you, like, I placed the beans and the dal, once this was dry, I removed those. And as you can see in this video, please do watch the video till end to know the texture that came out after removing these, and how it looked after painting everything and varnish. Once we remove these beans and the dal, I varnished the entire frame and let it dry for 24 hours, and that's it. Our texture making frame is completely ready.
watching this video. If you have liked the video, kindly thumbs up and share it as much as possible. And do try it out for yourselves as well. And post it on social media. And do tag me on my Instagram or Facebook page. I will surely share the post or the story with everyone. Also, do follow me on my Instagram page, like my Facebook page, and do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for more notifications. Thank you again and have a good day.